turn yourself into your favorite characters. Who do you want to be today? This is DIY Cosplay Shop.
What's up, Internet? My name's Elizabeth Rage, and welcome to DIY Cosplay Shop. So I've recently been talking with the guys from Man at Arms, and they've agreed to make me some super awesome size for my Electra cosplay. Since they're making something for me, I feel like it's only fair that I make something for them. So that's why I'm gonna be making Ezio Adatore di Firenze, and I really apologize about my Italian accent. Let's talk about Ezio. There's a lot of white, there's a lot of red, he's got a cape, and he has the iconic Assassin's Creed hood, which is at least like 3 or 4 parts to it. I'm gonna explain how to make that later. But we have 2 days to make this entire costume, so let's get to it. So I'm going to be starting with the belt since it's the most straightforward. And I don't have a printer right now, so I'm going to show you guys this really cool trick on a good way to transfer internet images to foam or paper or Warbler or whatever you're using. This is only probably going to work on pieces that are small enough to fit on your computer screen, but it totally works for this belt piece. I've sized it up to about the size that I want for the belt. And I'm just going to tape a plastic bag over my computer screen and take a Sharpie and outline the insignia onto the plastic bag. Just make sure not to press too hard. You don't want to damage your monitor when you're drawing. I'm gonna keep adding extra layers of foam and dremeling them down until it has the shape that I want. Then I'll take some thermoplastic, or Warbler, and sandwich my foam in between 2 pieces. Use a hot knife to press in all your edges, refine your details, and cut your piece out of the Warbler. You're going to do the same for both the upper and lower parts of the belt. Warbler sticks to itself when heated up, so just use a scrap piece to keep everything in place. I'll use even the smallest scrap pieces for details. Warbler is incredibly malleable and you can make some really amazing things. Then I'll go back in with my hot knife and etch in all of the intricate designs. Now it's time for priming. Since this is tan Warbler instead of black Warbler, you need to make sure to prime it first before you can paint it to get rid of the rough texture. There are lots of different primers you can use, but I'm using Mod Podge because that's what I had in my house. It'll take about 6 layers at least. Attach your belt buckles to the back using more strips of Warbler. After all my Mod Podge dried, I sprayed it with a layer of filler primer. That's why it's gray right now. I'll use a teeny tiny paintbrush with some black paint to fill in all the shadow details and then cover the whole thing with some silver rub and buff. So I was able to make a mock-up really quickly just to see what the general shape of this is going to be. I have it as 1 piece right now, but I think I'm going to make it into 2 pieces when we use the real fabric. A skirt piece and a jerkin that goes over it. All of that is going to be covered by a sash, so no need to worry about seams there. So right now I'm just going to take it all apart and sew it back together. This costume will be made almost entirely out of suede. This way, it has a nice weight to it and a nice, rich look. After I sew my white pieces to my red pieces with right sides together, I'll bag them out, iron down the edges, and give it a good top stitch so that the piece keeps its shape. Then I'll sew all of my skirt pieces together. I'm adding some leather belt loops so that you can fasten this to your hips with just a normal belt. I'll do the same type of thing for the hood, but only using the white suede. I also have to make sure to top stitch down all of my seams because suede is really heavy and doesn't like to stay flat. Now for the details, I'll add a fanciful trim to the bottom of the skirt, put in some grommets so I can lace up the jerkin, and add a beautiful red brocade to the lapel. Since this fabric is synthetic, I can use fire to melt down the edges so that the fabric doesn't fray anymore. I'm really happy with how this costume came out, and I hope this tutorial gives you guys at least the basics of how to make your own Ezio costume. Make sure you check out Man-at-Arms to see how they made the sword and the bracer. So until next time, I'm Elizabeth Rage, and now you can cosplay.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you want to see more and tell me what to build next. Crossovers, mashups, we'll do it all. And don't forget to subscribe.